And welcome back, residents of the Hook.
Woo!
Not required.
We're in prison.
Yay!
Woo!
All right. Settle down. Back to your
Hooray!
dining hall benches. All
Institutions.
right. This is the second installment of an adventure in 3 parts. We'll link the other one on our YouTube, wherever those links go, but you should watch that first and then come right back here so that you are well informed, because during the final act, live on May 12th, your generosity will be able to affect the action. So stay caught up and plan to visit the prison now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get started today, there's a couple more announcements. Due to some questionable behavior in the dining hall, meals have been canceled.
Ooh.
But the game room, however, is still open, and they have all the supplies you need that will make a world of difference at your game night. Our sponsor, Pangea Gaming, has a ton of these things in stock. TTRPG materials like source books, handbooks, monster manuals, all sorts of stuff for D&D, Pathfinder, whatever you are playing. Dice they have, and they have painted and unpainted miniatures, so you can have a multicolor painting party and create something magical, just like Rook has shared on our Discord. So go and check that out now. And remember,
Yeah, it looks so awesome. Go check it out.
yeah, it was a really great job.
So elaborate too.
And remember, Pangea Gaming will ship domestically and internationally. So wherever you're at, you can paint just like Rook. And before we begin, we are going to have a great time. We always have a great time telling stories for you and making a great adventure, but we don't just do it to have a good time. We do it to help people out. And Violet, tell people about who we're helping out.
Gladly. So we are currently fundraising for Point of Pride, a nonprofit that serves the trans community in the US and internationally by providing access to gender-affirming healthcare. Their services include free telehealth programs for people seeking hormone therapy, support packages of free binders and shapewear, as well as funding for surgery, electrolysis, and other gender-affirming procedures. As the political climate makes this kind of care increasingly difficult to access, please help us help them by donating what you can.
Yes, please do donate what you can. And remember, come back on May 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be live streaming both YouTube and Twitch. So wherever you're watching this now, you'll be able to watch it then. And your generosity, your donations to this cause will help affect the adventure. What adventure, you say? Well, I believe we were in the middle of a food fight. Take it away, Jacob.
That's correct. We find ourselves in the Hook, the prison on the side of a cliff face with a big old playground area for the kiddies to just have a ball. A chain suspending the prison yard. The prison proper in the interior of this cliff face, ready to be flooded at a moment's notice whenever any shenaniganery is afoot. And there is, after a little bit of shenaniganery from our players, discovering little tidbits here and there and being propositioned by various individuals into doing questionable things, we found ourselves in the dining hall, the cafeteria, and as the leader of the Brickbacks, Mr. Brix Madden, the enormous orc, started to choke on something. The orcs, the Brickbacks, jumped to engage with the gutter saints, the clerical kind of individuals that prey out on the quad. And as they jumped, two guards slipped away from the stairwell at the top there in order to let this play itself out. And as everything started to go haywire, as tables begin to be flipped, we are going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Right away, jumping right in
there. Beautiful. I will go down the list. 25 to 20.
26.
26.
23. Oh, thank God. I'm going really
Excellent.
close to Busa.
24.
Okay, so 26, 24, and 23.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Excellent. What did you get, Shine?
Oh, I got 3.
Okay. What about you, the blind man?
I got a 6.
Okay, great.
What a
Uh,
gulf between those.
I'm still eating.
Same.
I can't
He's like,
see what's
"Does
going
something
I haven't
on.
happen?"
noticed
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Just don't
At the
concern
very
me.
at the very top of the round, other end of the cafeteria, you watch as the orcs and the Garda Saints kind of dive into each other. As this happens, everyone kind of gets to their feet and starts to grab for bits and pieces. People start to move towards exits, but before anyone can get anywhere, Busa, what would you like to do as the chaos kicks off?
Are there this is kind of a dumb question. Are there trays that the food's being served on that I could use as a shield?
There are trays that the food's being served on.
Not that I could use as a shield. Okay.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Can I see Bricks from where I'm at?
You can see Bricks. Bricks is large enough. Like, he's toppled off the table, and like orcs are starting to try to administer some first aid. They are not
Okay.
doctors. There is only one doctor. But you do see where Bricks kind of went down. Yeah.
How far am I? More than 30 feet away from him?
Yes, you're more than 30 feet away. It would take a movement and an action to get there, or depending on if you're sneaky, a bonus action. But I'm not sure you are.
I am going to slide under the table.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna, not my circus, not my monkeys. I am out of here.
Excellent. Are you making a dash for the stairs that go down, the stairs that go up? Are you trying to hide?
I would like to do my best to hide while slowly making my way, maybe not slowly, but hiding while making priority to hide and then make my way towards Bricks.
Bricks, beautiful. So you are going to hide and then move half speed. Stealthily. Beautiful. Make a stealth check for me.
Cool. 14?
Fantastic. That brings us down to Lux as you creep from table to table to table. Lux, if your passive perception is 14 or above, you know where they are.
I believe it is 14.
Excellent. You see Busa slip under and...
I was sitting next to Busa, so I'm just like, oh, okay. Where exactly, like, who is the aggressor at the moment? Like, what is the most intense point of contact in this fight that is unfolding?
Impossible
so
to tell because
Okay.
nothing has happened yet. That everyone has stood up and gotten ready to dive at each other. This is the you guys are before anything else happens.
All right. And the direction that I saw Busa go, is it towards or away from an exit?
Kind of adjacent to an exit. If you picture
Okay.
like a rectangular room, stairs up, stairs down, you guys here. Booster's heading across to Orcman and the Kerfuffle. So maybe Booster's gonna fang off in one direction, but
Yeah, I want to kind of like triangulate this a little bit. I'm gonna be like heading like kind of towards the exit, but also
Sure.
towards in the direction that Busa is. So I'm
Excellent,
sort
yeah.
of between Busa and an exit,
Yeah.
sort of splitting the difference there. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just trying to like take up a position where I can see what is happening, but also have a clear exit.
Excellent, beautiful. That is going to bring us down. Do you want to hold an action at all, or use movement and action to get extra close to that exit?
Yeah, I'll use movement and action to get myself again, ideally to a place where I have a pretty clear shot at the exit if I
Yeah.
have to. But I
yeah.
still want to be able to see where Boost is going.
Absolutely, yeah. Clear shot at the exit, but in no time, this is all going to be difficult terrain as people just swarm the place. But
I
beautiful,
absolutely expect that.
excellent. That brings us down to Bruiser.
Bruiser is going to very simply get up on top of the table and start the whatever table that Busa slipped under. I'm going over, and I'm gonna keep pace with Busa, just to make sure they don't get into any trouble. That way, if there's any like flying things coming at anyone, they should hit me instead of Busa, and I can keep them out of trouble if they're like crawling through corn muck to stab someone. I just want to make sure I'm there to stop it.
Excellent. Go. Any held action you want to take? An interception of an attack of some sort?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
If I see Busa attacking anyone, I will intercept.
Okay, great. And if anyone attacks Busa?
No, I said if I see.
Okay, great. Beautiful. I will attack Busa without any hesitation. But if
whole
Busa goes
time.
to attack anyone, you will stop Busa. Gotcha.
This
Excellent.
whole time I was like, oh look, that's so sweet. They're being like my guards. Oh no, they're not
guarding
okay,
others
cool.
from you.
You watch as the Gutter Saints leap into action. They dive over tables, under tables. As they do, a portion of them splits off and starts to sprint for the exit, and they start to pull past you there, Lux. As they do, you watch as they dive for the orcs there. Very nice. Okay. As they dive for the orcs there, you watch as, what do you call them? Dining plates are kind of flung, bouncing off orcs there as they dive. They seem to work in kind of packs or 2 or 3 that grab onto some of the orcs and tackle them down and start pounding them like cutlery, like wooden cutlery or plastic is kind of like jammed into people there. As that happens, the brickbacks are going to come back around. As the brickbacks come back around, not good for them. In fact, with a nat 1, I will say that one of them shouts out and says, "We're losing him!" As the leader of the brickbacks is starting to go a paler shade of green. The Gutter Saints seem to have been waiting for this to jump in, and now that they've jumped in, you see them kind of tackling. Some of the brickbacks do also pull towards the exit, and at this point, not quite yet. That is going to bring us down. Hell yeah, nat 20. What's your passive perception, Bruiser and Busa?
14.
Okay.
15.
Beautiful. Does a 15 hit you, Busa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and take 7 points of piercing damage. As you slide under a table there, you feel a jab into your gut, and as you feel a jab into your gut, a spoon has been jabbed into you with enough force to pierce you, and you see a familiar looking gnome just go stab you there. As he stabs you there, at this point, we are in difficult terrain, and a lair action comes in. I need everyone to go ahead and make dexterity saving throws, please.
Lair actions.
Uh-huh.
Didn't see that
Prison
coming.
actions. 5, beautiful.
16.
16 is a success.
11.
11 is a fail.
12.
12 is a fail.
Dang.
7.
7 is a fail. Everyone that failed is going to... Oh, that's...
I rolled a 2.
Everyone that failed takes 5 points of piercing damage as cutlery is thrown about. Everything's tossed aside there. As everything gets tossed aside there, we come down to the coil. Just because our lads at the bottom there rolled pretty bad. The coil are immediately kind of moving away from all this, letting this happen. They are not leaving the cafeteria, but you watch as they move to the sides, waiting for an opportunity to perhaps strike at anyone weakened there. You can see that a couple of them slide over the top of the cafeteria, the buffet there, so to speak, which is going to bring us down to the blind man.
Yes. What do I know of the exits here? Like the stairs up, that goes to the door where the guards were, right? The ones that they closed.
Correct. Yeah.
What about the stairs down? Do we know where those go?
Stairs down go back to the cells. It's that zigzagging kind of like thing that goes to the various levels of the cells there.
Oh,
Goes
do I?
workshop then cells. Yeah.
Do I know if there's a door there? Like, is there like a closed door? Are we?
You would know that there is like a gate that is shut and locked if something happens, but right now it would be open, like mostly perpetually open. Shouldn't have a problem, but it probably will begin to bottleneck by the time we get back around to the next layer action.
Okay. And those are the 2 exits of this room. Stairs up and stairs
Those
down.
are the 2 exits of the room. You would know that this is high enough up that it would not be flooded. Therefore, it does have barred windows. that would be a drop down to yeah.
Okay. I am. I'm going to stand up, turn to the room, and go, "What?" And I will take the dodge action.
And go,
Beautiful.
what?
What?
Yeah.
Huh? Excellent. You start to say the dodge action. That'll bring us down to Shine.
Oh, fantastic. I have cutlery that has just stabbed me, and yeah, so going to remove any of that slowly. Pick up my tray of food. Tell me the line to get more food. Where is that in relation to wounded wounded orc? And the
Wounded
people on it?
orcs. Wounded orcs at the end of the line. So you guys are probably closest to the start of the food line.
Oh,
Wounded
fantastic.
orc at the end of the line. Yeah.
I'm going to go over there, see if there's more food that I can get, and then see if I can get behind the food serving counter where maybe there's like a little cover or something over there, and sort of like try and get down so I can continue eating.
Yeah, you can slide over the top. As you slide over the top, you see the GIF that has kind of ducked down there, opens his mouth to speak, but before he can speak, he's hit in the head by something, and kind of, we don't get that voice once more, and you're able to duck down there. You see a couple of Crevesses people, the UNT, that are back here as well, taking cover, and you're able to spoon yourself a bit more of whatever you
More
like.
potatoes. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit back there and wait for it to play out.
Absolutely. That brings us down to the guards. You would hear like the shing of like the peephole being looked through, and you'd see the cold, icy eyes of Red, the lead guard there, and kind of they come away and it shuts again. But that's the guard's turn, bringing us back around top to Busa.
Busa looks at the gnome that just stabbed her with a spoon, and she says, "I was gonna leave you alone, man," and she shanks him.
Excellent. Go ahead and shank.
17?
17 will hit.
I did say I readied an action to interfere here.
You did.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Would you like to take that 17? What would you like to do?
You just watched him stab me with a spoon.
Yeah, I did. Okay, you're right. You can have this one stab. I do nothing.
Thanks, Mom.
Just this once.
Yeah. Mom, can I please stab him?
Go ahead and give me your damage there.
That's
with
a
your
whole
dagger.
7 damage.
7 damage. Excellent. 7 points of damage to the gnome as you shank him. As you shank him, you glance around and you would notice that there are other people glancing in your direction at this opportunity to get rid of a guard sympathizer. You would notice this too, Bruiser. As you stab him, he grunts, and you're both kind of like holding each other, like blades in each other.
Oh, no.
Anything else you want to do?
I'm here to kill Red. Help me.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Do you want to tell the people what my charisma is?
Nope. They'll be able to infer it.
Oh, that's a 1, not nat.
Great.
And that's an 11.
We'll come down to the gnome in a second. Any movement, or are you just going to stay there trying to end whatever this is?
I've just made the situation so much worse. I'm just going to stare at them.
Excellent. You stare at them, bringing us down to Lux. Lux, no sign of Busa kind of coming this way as people kind of swarm against you there. What would you like to do?
Does it seem like distance-wise, like I could get to? Is it bricks that's like
Bricks,
on the
yeah.
ground that's like
Correct. Yeah.
dying?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, I want to try to get to bricks if possible.
Beautiful. You used your movement and action last turn to get across the room towards the exit. So if you use your movement about 60 or so feet. So yeah, you can have, after this movement you've taken, 30 more feet will get you to bricks. If you're heading that way as you approach, you would just make a real quick either persuasion check or dexterity or strength saving throw.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with persuasion.
Great, go for it.
17.
17, beautiful. Like orcs and gutter trash. I was gonna say gutter snipes. Gutter saints. They all kind of turn to you to hit you, and they're kind of busy hitting each other. It's that thing where you like duck, someone swings past, and you come forward, and you're able to make it up towards Bricks, and you see that he is not doing too well.
Yeah, I just wanted to get an up close look and see like what, and I realize I already used my action, so I probably can't evaluate much on this turn, but my intention is to figure out what specifically is happening and if anything can be done.
You used your movement. You haven't used your action yet, have you?
Oh, I thought I used my action as well to get there.
No.
Oh,
Just your movement. You used movement and action last turn, just movement this turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to see what's the deal. Like what is happening to him?
Give me a medicine check as the orcs kind of...
It's probably going to go poorly, but what are you going to do?
I'm going to eat.
Oh, it's not that bad. 17.
Definitely some sort of poison.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh. I am going to... I'm just gonna try to like put a hand on like his chest and just I'm trying to feel like breathing or anything like that, but like in my mind I'm trying to like focus on like this is not a good time for this. This can't be happening now. This has to be fixed. And I'm trying to will it to be fixed in some way, which will probably not happen, but I'm trying to do a thing that I don't think I can do.
Yeah. You're calling upon your heritage, perhaps,
Yes.
Unbeknownst to you.
Yes.
As you do, that collar kind of brightens a little bit, and just like a little short comes through, and you feel that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, collar's got to come off. Good stuff. That is going to bring us down to Bruiser.
I look at Busa and I just kind of like sigh, looking at these two scrappy little guys just like hanging on to each other for dear life after stabbing each other, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like pick up the one that stabbed Busa in a headlock so that their legs just kind of dangle off the ground. I'm gonna try and grapple them.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check. I know new rules are set DC, but I prefer rolling dice, so there's always a chance that a wizard can crit a barbarian and grapple a barbarian.
That is an 18. Yes, an 18.
Yeah, you're able to grab him however you wish to, and you've now got him grappled. You're able to kind of yank him back however far you need to with that first melee attack there.
Yeah, I kind of like whip him around on the table I'm standing on, addressing everyone whose eyes just landed on Busa like a target. And I'm gonna make 2 attacks on him at advantage to start beating the living shit out of him, so people see if you touch Busa, you die.
Yeah, where are you getting an advantage from?
I have grapple feet. The grapple.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So first unarmed strike, you grab him, unarmed attack, and then bonus action unarmed. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I feel so loved.
Does a 12 hit him?
A 12 dexterity. 12
We're not armored people, so
yes, but 8 plus dexterity, a 12 will not hit.
Okay, then the next one is a 23 to hit him.
23 will hit him, yeah.
Okay, and then no, yeah, that's it. Okay, great. So let me 1d8 plus 3. And I think this is very old school Bruiser. This is very pre-jail Bruiser. Bruiser likes to get along with everybody in jail and rather not cause waves. But she's not stupid. She knows how it works to live here. So as she starts hitting this little guy, I think it is inherent that she attempts to have her like racial trait of adding fire damage to each punch naturally attempts to happen. I don't know if it works because she is collared, but like that is what naturally would happen if she was hitting someone.
Once again, that burning of the sigil and your neck on your the band around your neck glows, and you feel that kind of stymied, that kind of held there.
Yeah.
And you do not get the extra.
It is 10 damage.
Very nice. Where are we? With that 10 damage, with the 7 and the 10, you're able to kind of conk this guy there, and he goes unconscious in your hands there. As he goes unconscious, go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's pretty good, because I have a +1 to that usually. So that is a 17.
17. Excellent, excellent, excellent. The people around seem to back off a little bit from Busa there. Excuse me, maybe not permanently, but definitely managed to. They're not all going to jump on right now.
Yeah, I drop the little guy and I maintain eye contact with the people who have backed up to give Busa some time to kind of move if she needs to.
Yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent.
And that'll be it for my turn.
Beautiful. That is going to bring us down. You watch as the tide turns ever so slightly between the Gutter Saints and the Brickbacks. The Brickbacks kind of push forward and like dive onto tables with the various individuals attached to them. As they slam onto the ground there, you watch as Gutter Saints kind of move out of the way. There seems to be some reflexive attempts at spell casting, but of course you see people's kind of collars glowing as they try to do this. You watch as a lot of the Gutter Saints move back towards the buffet kind of section there, as they're driven back towards the stairs where the guards are and the buffet section. You would see shine that there's a small contingent of them, not quite with enough movement to jump over, but they seem to be heading the same way as you, as the coil members are back there with you. The Brickbacks absolutely try to demolish the others there. We're gonna make a death saving throw for our boy there. He makes a death saving throw, the leader of the Brickbacks. Death saving throw, and then a death saving throw for our gnome as well on the ground. Hilariously enough, the gnome comes back to consciousness with 1 hit point. As he's dropped on the ground with a nat 20, he hits the table, boom, boom, lies on the ground, and then goes, "I'll fucking kill you," and kind of points towards you there, Busa. As he points towards you there, Busa, start of his turn, nat 20, he's going to get up and just rush you, Busa, and just try to get an unarmed strike on you there. That is a 3 on the dice. Swings and misses past you there, which is going to bring us down. Can I get everybody to make strength saving throws, please?
I don't like that.
21.
21's a save.
Big 7.
7's a fail.
A 13.
13's a fail.
9.
Of course it is.
9's a fail.
6.
6 is a fail. Everyone that failed, you are knocked prone immediately. As you're knocked prone, your food kind of goes everywhere as they dive over. That is going to bring us down to the coil. The coil is immediately going to see this chaos happening. You watch as the leader, Kreves, kind of speaks out over the top of their followers there, and says, "Take what you can. Get back to your cells. We will be the victors of this." And you watch as they take kind of a couple of bits of cutlery, a couple of platters, and they make their way kind of past you there, Lux, in order to kind of make their way out of here. As they do that, we come down to the blind man.
I guess I'll stand up.
Excellent half movement.
Oh man, how far away is Bricks?
You could feel that he's at about 60 feet away. You feel that stillness.
Oh wow, is it difficult terrain?
It is difficult terrain at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take me years to get there.
Don't know you have that many left.
Is anyone going up the stairs to that exit?
You do not feel up to the guards exit.
Yeah.
You do not feel anyone going up the stairs. However, you can feel a little bit past there, and there are people pooling on the other side of the door there.
Man. Okay. Do I know? Oh man. Can I sense where Sister Bale is, and if she's like moving through the room?
Make a perception check for me.
Perception. Sure. Almost a nat 20, but it's an 11.
With an 11, through all this chaos and nonsense, you gather that she's with the group of gutter saints that are being pushed away. However, you do feel there is a small contingent pushing through the orcs towards Bricks.
Okay. I will start moving towards Bricks. I guess are like Busa and Bruiser like on the way to
Yes. Yeah.
start heading in that direction. So whatever I can with my movement.
Yep.
There's not much.
Yep.
Then I'll hold if anyone if anyone tries to attack me, I'll hold an attack to attack.
Beautiful. Excellent. Perfect. That is going to bring us down to Shine.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna first brush off the food that fell all over me. That's rude. And then I'm not gonna get up. I'm fine. I was sort of halfway down anyway. I'm looking around. This is like a kitchen serving area.
Yeah. It's a part of the same room. Like it's not locked off or anything, but it is like a little kitchenette area with kind of like stone cooktops and stuff like that.
Now, you might find this surprising. I'm not versed in a prison kitchen really, but I imagine there is like a first aid kit or something for things that go wrong in the kitchen manufacturing of food, usually in these places.
Roll a D100 for me.
Oh, that's a 9.
A 9. The only thing you find is a little yellowed box of Band-Aids.
Oh, well, better than nothing. I'm going to see if I can reach over and grab that and toss that in the direction of our injured the Bricks.
A Band-Aid will surely fix the poisoning.
Absolutely.
I have no idea he's poisoned. I know he's injured. Please, unless you shouted that out. And then I'm going to go see if there's like drinks, like beverage or something like that. Grab a cup, fill up my cup, and
there's a cooler that has like some sort of like cucumber water in it that you're able to kind of, as you toss the Band-Aids. Lux over at you see Bricks kind of choking there, and then just Band-Aids hit him in the head and just kind of land next to him there. You've got Band-Aids now.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what we got for my turn. I'm just gonna sit there with a cup and drinking that and watching everybody else run around like idiots.
Excellent. 12 seconds have passed. You would kind of be the only one aware of the blind man that there are resources pooling on the other side of this door. Guards pooling and someone with slightly lighter footsteps. The door would open and you would all see the guards in full like riot gear flanking the doctor. Dr. Vesk is there. Being brought out, and they start to shout. That is their turn to kind of get prepped and come in. They're at the top of the stairs. They haven't come down yet, which is going to bring us back around top to you, Busa. This one hit point gnome having tried to swing at you and just missed, bleeding from his ribs where you shanked him.
I was going to let you live, and I stab him.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
We know what I'm going to do. That's a 20, not nat.
20 will hit. Go ahead and give me your damage.
Oh, it's 8.
8. So you shank him. He coughs blood, collapses in front of you there, and he's back down.
Can I now hide behind Bruiser?
If you have a bonus action to do so, if not, you'd be able to step behind Bruiser but not hide.
That's what I thought. I will step behind Bruiser because I'm a ranger, so I don't think I have bonus action hide.
Okay, beautiful.
I want to pocket my shank so no one can.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand or a stealth check to make sure you put that away somewhere.
Where it's not leaking gnome blood all over your clothes.
Yeah, I was just like a big blood stain, like seeping through.
It's just my blood. It's fine. I got a 15.
Put it close to where
15. Beautiful. 15 for your hide there. Excellent. 15 hide shank. Excellent. Excellent. Those of you that have been there longer than Busa would know that if everybody, you would know that, you know, if you're caught here with a weapon, you're in shit, basically, which makes a lot of sense. That is going to bring us down to you, Lux. You see the blind man moving towards you. Band-Aids, smack the orc in the head there.
Okay, so this definitely looks like poison and not choking on something, right?
100% poison.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm gonna try to flip him over on his stomach if he's not already, and shove my fingers down his throat to try to make him throw up.
Okay. Do me a favor. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me. You know what? Are you proficient in medicine?
I'm not.
I will go ahead and take either medicine or a dexterity check.
Oh, dexterity would be better.
Yeah, dexterity to poke your fingers down the throat. Yeah.
Use tools.
Full dental exam.
Listening to it like you're cracking a safe.
18.
Woo.
18. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to give him a death saving throw success with that. It will not cure him instantly, but he hurls a little bit. He's not stable, but you gather maybe more of that. You're not sure what, but he's hanging in there. A death saving throw success.
All right. And I'm sort of like just staying there over him somewhat protectively, which is weird because I don't really have friends, but like I spot the doctor come in, I assume, but I don't know what her intentions are, so I'm trying to like stand over him.
Make a perception check or an insight check for me.
I will go with perception. And it will be terrible. That's a 6.
6, yeah.
I'm too busy. I'm distracted. Yeah.
You see the fight happening. That's all you've really got going. Excellent. That is going to bring us down to Bruiser.
Okay, so
every turn starts with a heavy sigh.
Do I have to play this game?
I was just hoping I could go to my cell, make use of these potatoes, but no, I'm out here.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught with those potatoes and get them confiscated.
I'd rather get caught with the potatoes than not have the potatoes when I need them. I think I'm going to. I see Lux standing over someone protectively, and I don't think I've seen that happen in my entire stint here yet. So I'm going to. How far away is Lux from me?
So you used your movement to get where Busa is. Busa only moved forward a little bit, so it would be a move in action to get there for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Or a step of the wind.
Yeah, I'll step of the dang wind. I'll get over there.
You leap table, head top, whatever you wish to do. I'm happy for you to kind of take the reins there. But you make it over to the downed orc.
I think as soon as I get here, I've made hooch for this person before. And I just kind of changed things off to like some of his henchmen. So I'm looking down at him, and I want to make sure that this is not my hooch that did this.
Yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor, make a medicine or an investigation check.
Okay.
there is a chance here that with your background in hooch making that you may have a bit of alchemy brewing in you.
Ooh! Ah! Okay, this is the only thing that my set is good at. So that's good. That 21.
21. Definitely not your huge. Not your huge that did this. Not your huge. You're not sure who the poison may have come from, but it is something that like closes off the airways rather quickly. Some sort of like anaphylaxis, induced anaphylaxis. You may, given enough time, you may be able to brew something that would ease this.
Yeah.
You may be able to find ingredients to kind of counteract this.
Yeah.
If you had the time.
Really quickly, because I don't know if I will have the time.
Yeah.
I will say to whoever's in this group, I'm sure Lux, you can hear me, but I'm mostly talking to Brix's people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just really quickly go, oh, I can fix that. I'm gonna go brew it up. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to like backflip away.
I'll just say be fast.
Yeah. Brix's people are going to part of them are going to kind of continue to try and fight the gutter saints. But some of them are actually gonna like drop their shoulders and like football charge through people to kind of try and clear away for you.
We can save him.
I will say that as a result of the two of you kind of showing goodwill, between Brix and the exit is no longer difficult terrain. So you use whatever you've got left to, not much, but you dart away there. Beautiful. Excellent. That is going to bring us to the gutter saints. You spot it too late, the two of you, as a small group of gutter saints rush through the orcs, one of them being Sister Bale. There's going to be an attack on each of you with improvised weapons and an attack on the downed Brix there. That is a 22 to hit you, Bruiser.
Yeah.
5 points of damage to you, Bruiser.
Can I
Yeah.
deflect my attack with the focus point with my reaction to see if I can actually make that person take some damage?
Yeah, you can make someone next to them take some damage for sure. Yeah, one of the other two. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll that. The other one is only a 10 to hit you, Lux, as they try to lunge out to you there. And I'll go ahead and roll Bale's attack on Mr. Moo. I'll do that now while Meadow's rolling. Okay.
I did say that I was standing over him protectively. I don't know if that gives him any cover or anything like that.
Unless you have a reaction or something you'd like to use,
Yeah, I'm going to. They need to succeed on a DC 15 Dex save.
Okay, great. Yeah, you managed to dip the 17.
Oh, dang it, they did it. Okay, so we take no damage from each other, but as soon as I feel like something moving into my space, I want to just kind of let my body go limp, like kind of like a drunk person in a roller coaster, and just like wrap my body around trying to get a stab in.
Yeah, you go full wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man for a second. They miss. As they miss, you watch as Sister Bale steps through and just kind of slides through and jams a spoon into the neck of your friend there. That's 2 death saving throw failures for him. Blood starts to squirt out, and she kind of gets up and kind of ducks
Band-Aids.
away. A Band-Aid would really help out here. That is going to bring us down with 2 successes and 2 failures to his turn. To the
I'm so scared.
to the brickback's turn. The other brickbacks are clearing the space out of the way, kind of trying to knock people out of the way, and kind of cornering the other gutter saints. I'm gonna get a couple of them to attack. That's gonna be a miss. That's gonna be a hit. Okay. They managed to kind of get a couple attacks on the three that kind of came in to take out the big boss there. But I am now going to roll a d20. This d20 here, to see if Bricks dies or stays alive. Okay. That is going to bring us down. Our gnome death saving throw succeeds. Gnome's hanging in there.
Can't keep him down.
That is going to be lair action. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Hey.
Oh, natural 20. 21.
Dodging
Nice.
all debris there.
I also got 21.
I
Dodging
got
all debris.
a 23.
Dodging all debris.
I got an
It's level-
11. I have failed every single one of these.
You and I believe the blind man as well take
13.
5 points of piercing damage as more shit gets thrown. Now that the guards are in, everyone's starting to move away, trying to like either just kind of go down on their hands and knees, like we're not gonna do anything, or make their way back to the cells. So the difficult terrain has started to let up, which is going to bring us down to the coil. The coil are going to just as a group just be the innocent parties here, and they are going to just slither away, quite pleased with themselves, and start to stash some goodies that they've gotten, which brings us down to the blind man.
Can I? Oh man, how far is the doctor from Bricks?
Action and movement.
Okay, they would need both.
Yeah, so like 60 or so feet.
Man, how far am I from Bricks?
You wouldn't be too far from where Busa is because you were prone, so you're also action and movement away.
Oh man.
Yeah. No longer difficult terrain. No longer difficult terrain, so you could get there in a movement.
Okay. Okay. I am going to first move to Bricks. And once I get to him, could I check if he's alive?
That will be your action.
Oh,
Make a medicine check to either stabilize or check that he's alive. Yeah.
Then no, I will not waste it on that. I will say to the bricks around him, like,
yeah.
We need to get him to the doctor. And I will use my action to grapple him if I can.
Yeah, okay, you grapple him. One of them say, but kind of point at Bruiser and say, but she was going to save him.
Oh.
A lot of confusion. Here.
But that can be plan B.
I also
Okay.
had my hand down his throat like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Right there.
So there's like,
We're just
like
piled on this guy.
vomit and like Bruiser and like this
Blood.
halfling that and like blood squirting out his neck there, and it's just utter chaos. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
But you can definitely
try.
grapple him. Yeah.
I'll grapple him, and then I will bonus action second wind.
Yeah, nice.
Which will. Oh, they don't give me a. Oh, there we go. I'll heal 13. Hooray!
Very nice. You.
Uh,
Your martial training here has enabled you to steel yourself.
And with tactical shift, when I second wind, I can also move half my movement. So I will move 15. I also have the grappler feet, so that doesn't impede my movement. I'm going to move him 15 feet closer to the doctor, just so. Hope you help.
Excellent. You drag him to the foot of the stairs, basically. You see the doctor, no collar, has a bag of like medical instruments, medical equipment, ointments, salves, potions, things, hence being quite heavily guarded, but is going to make her way down at the end of this round. So good stuff.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Drag him away. That is going to bring us down to you, Shine.
Oh, fantastic.
You got
My
water
drink
in
is
hand.
empty, so I'm going to refill my tankard, sit up on my knees, one hand behind the, I don't want to get in trouble for nothing, whatever. So I'm just going to be drinking with the tankard in one hand, in position, observing everything, letting everything go through.
Yeah. You haven't done anything wrong, which is rare. The guards rush down. They are going to semi-unceremoniously try to push you out the way, Zoraya. And they kind of surround as the doctor drops to the ground, bag beside her, just on the ground beside her. And she is going to attempt to make a medicine check. Oh boy. She kind of looks up and says, "We're going to have to get him in a bed. He needs a drip. He needs a saline drip. We need to get him up there." And the guards are kind of like, "Ugh," and they begin to lift the body of the orc and try to drag it up the stairs there. But that is her turn with advantage. That is going to bring us back down to Busa. You see that the gnome is still breathing, although unconscious.
I look at the other prisoners that were kind of like eyeing me up, and I say, I didn't personally kill half of Queen Loya's troops in order to come to this fucking prison and be told that I'm teamed up with those sons of bitches. But if any of you assholes come for me ever again, I will have no problem removing all of you from the equation. And I kick him.
Okay, he's going to lose. Make an attack roll at advantage, unarmed strike with it at advantage, and then I'll go ahead and get an intimidation check from you, or a persuasion. It's up to you.
It's a 19 on the unarmed strike.
He loses 2 death saving throws.
Hey. And then I'm not terribly intimidating.
Or persuasion. It's up to you. With advantage. I'll give it to you, since you're kicking it down person.
So generous. They're both -3. Ooh, that's a 7.
With a 7, as you say, to think that I'm in with like the guards, and as you say, the guards, one of the guards turns and goes, "Oh, hey, Busa." They may not be persuaded that you are not one of the guards' friends, but they certainly don't want to fuck with you right now. So that at least is in your favor.
I'll take it as a win.
Excellent. Anything else you want to do? Beautiful. That is going to bring us down to Lux.
I have 2 directions I want to go here, and I'm not sure which one. Actually, can I look up at Sister?
Yes, Sister Bale.
Bale, yes, Sister Bale. Yeah. Can I I'm trying to understand why this is happening. Like, I want to get a sense of, does she have like an angry or malicious kind of like energy right now, or is she like, is this like a calculated, like, this is a thing that had to be done?
Make an insight check.
$17.
17. She seems pissed off. She seems regretful, but she seems pissed off. The same sort of pissed off when she went over to speak to him and Busa was there. Pissed off, little regretful, but yeah, not cold and calculated. Like heat of the moment sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna... God, what do I say to her? I want to talk to you later. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna try to just like walk away from her.
You walk away from her. That does bring us down to Bruiser. You would notice as you go to walk away, she just nods to the other gutter saint. They toss their weapons away and just go like this, wipe their hands off real quick, and then just kind of like drop to the ground, waiting for the guards to come on in. Bruiser.
Okay, great. Everything is poop. I would like I have to pass like the blind man and the doctor and them to get to the exit because that's kind of where they just came in, right? And that's where they've got the body.
So they're at the northern exit that leads to the stairs that go up. The southern exit is the one that heads down. So you're basically over on this side. You've either got to go down to get to the cells or up to get where the body is and where you head upstairs to the infirmary.
I note that the blind man is the last person from our group that I'm seeing with Brick. And then I'm going to continue to race down to the cell to see if I can find something to brew up an antidote to the symptoms I saw when examining him up close.
Yeah. You sprint on down to your cell. It's going to take you a couple of rounds, but at the end of that, I will get you to make some sort of alchemy check of your choice, and it will bring up a bunch of information. Yes, I will leave it at that for now. But yeah, you make a beeline to make a cure. Excellent. The brickbacks are going to like front up to the guards, but not do anything. A couple of them kind of keep the gutter saints at bay. You can see that, like, as far as casualties go, there's been a couple of deaths, mostly like maimings and bad bruisings. That is going to bring us down to the gnome. He has 1 success, 2 failures on his death saving throw. And as you kind of stand there, Busa, you have killed your first person in prison.
Yay!
Congrats!
I just needed everyone to know that I could, and now I'm done.
The next lair action is literally just: do you comply with the guards or do you not? Do you agree to be kind of pinned to the ground and searched, patted down, or do you resist? It's up to you guys that are in here to let me know, because the guards kind of swarm through now.
It's not Sandy hair, is it?
It's not Sandy, no.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. You go down. As you go down, the blind man, you go down. Bruiser, you're not there. Lux.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. I when I walked away, I was heading going towards the cells. But
okay, I'll say
if I get intercepted, then I'll let.
No, I'll say that you had enough to kind of head down. Bruiser's a bit quicker, so Bruiser's in front of you, but you're free with the coil kind of heading, all the yuan T heading down there. Busa, I'm gonna go ahead and make a real quick check against your 15 as you are patted down, to see if they find a shank on you. Yeah. You now see why the gutter saints threw their weapons away rather than holding onto them.
Yeah, you may as well try, right?
Okay.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Oh, that's not good, gang.
Can you make a backup character?
Push to the ground. Pat, 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 pat. As you're pushed to the ground, pat, 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 pat. Do you say or do anything, Busa, as this is happening?
I'm Red's favorite prisoner.
Oh, what?
Oh my!
What a wild
everyone hears you say that, and the guard takes his hands off. You still have your shank on you. But everyone hears you say that.
Playing both sides.
That was not worth it for a nail on a wooden dowel.
I mean, it's a pretty nicely constructed nail on a wooden dowel.
Oh boy!
It was honestly worth it to see all of your faces do what you just did.
The blind man and Shine, is there anything you'd like to do before we dip out of initiative and continue on?
Oh, I just look up at the guard inquire, find anything you like?
He looks down at you. He kind of flicks a bit of potato like off your ear there. The blind man, do you do anything in particular as you're kind of here?
No, I think I'm just kind of like trying to perceive whatever I can. I want to like.
Okay.
Can I sense if Brix is okay, and can I sense anything that Sister Bale is doing?
Sister Bale is being pressed into the ground. Brix, you're not sure if he's okay. He's being dragged back up the stairs towards the infirmary. We are officially out of combat. As we are out of combat, Busa, Shine, the blind man, you guys are very roughly manhandled and brought back to your cells. As you're brought back to your cells, everyone's being pushed into their cells there. As everyone's being pushed back into their cells, you hear Red calling from high up down to everyone else. As his voice kind of follows you all down, he says, "This is very disappointing. We'll soon find who's responsible for the slaughtering of inmates and the poisoning of one of your own. No one is to leave their cells until further notice. Lockdown is initiated." As he says lockdown is initiated, you hear the rattle of the chain outside. It's lowered. The quad is lowered. And you just see that this bottom layer fills with just, as you hear rushing water, just an inch or two of seawater. And you and your cells are now, as a warning, the sluice gates are open just to allow an inch of seawater through the entire bottom level here. They cut it off. You hear, "Let there be a warning to all of you," as you all are put back into your cells. As you're put back into your cells, Bruiser, you kind of tinkering away. Do me a favor. Go ahead and make whatever check you wish to in order to brew something up. This can be nature or perhaps survival or medicine or intelligence investigation. I'll allow.
It's always medicine because what I do is good for the soul. That's a 19.
19. You make something that, if you can get the attention of someone, that you gather it will aid in the healing of your friend here. Not your friend, but Brix. But as you brew this up, there's something about the ingredients and the mixture and all that sort of stuff that you go back to your menu, your list here, and there's a name that kind of stands out when you think of poison. It's Krev Vess, the leader of the Coil, the Yuan T. And as you kind of figure that out and start to plot and plan, I think we should go ahead and take our break there and come back to you guys in your cells with an inch of water.
Dun, dun, dun.
And a fresh murder under some of your belts.
Murder.
Murder. Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
That was the wrong thing to say, but honestly, your faces were so brilliant.
Wild.
That was
Wild
so.
I'm never helping you again.
So the wrong thing to say.
I'm very confused.
All right. As we come on back to find our party in cold water, if you want to watch a bunch of characters in hot water for almost 9 whole episodes, the House of Ill Repute, presented by Hit Points Not Required, and Do You Validate, that comes out on the 14th, Wednesday the 14th. So come back next week and give to the charity and affect our roles, but then stick around for a couple of days and see the premiere of our studio shoot. If you're not there, I will find you. All right. As we come back to this moment post wrestle in the cafeteria, you guys are in your cells with an inch of water having been flooded in as a warning. As you sit here in the late afternoon, early evening-ish kind of area, you would hear the sounds of wind building up outside, waves starting to crash a little more frequently, as if a little bit of a storm is brewing. And I hand it over to you guys post Busa murdering someone, and post Bruiser brewing up some sort of Heelys. I hand it over to you guys in your cells.
Well, first thing I want to do is any food remnants or remains in my hair, on my person or whatever, want to sort of like try and scoop all those together and pillowcase them, and then yell out to Brewster and send them over for more ingredients for brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. Some potato, some like really bad mac and cheese. You just kind of mashed all that together and slung it across into Bruiser's cell as a pillowcase comes flopping into Bruiser there.
And then after that, just use the water and start washing myself off and taking a bit of a shower, bit of a bath, I guess, in the cell.
Yeah. You take like a sponge bath. You're able to kind of like splash yourself
with water that has flooded through the floor of the prison. That's very clean for sure.
Salt water that has come through from the dredges from the bottom.
Any opportunity you can when you're in prison. That's the way these things work. Don't drink it. It's not going to help with that. But it's water.
I'm sitting up on my bunk so that I'm not standing ankle deep in water.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I pull out, once we've been locked down and are not like directly being supervised, I pull back out my piece of wood that had been taken from me and has been returned, and I just kind of like run my fingers over the letters carved into it and just sort of quietly like whisper to myself and just kind of sit for a moment trying to like calm.
I think I am standing ankle deep in water, and I think I've got this, what I think is an antidote, kind of brewed up, and no way to get it anywhere because we're under lockdown right now. So I think I'm trying to figure out how to get it there myself. I don't trust the guards to actually give it to him. God, Bruiser is not a thinker.
To that point, roll an intelligence check for me, Shine.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, Shine. Oh, thank God.
One intelligence check. 17.
Okay. As you're giving yourself that sponge bath, there is a little bit of conductivity between when you kind of splash that salt water around your neck. Not enough to really change or do anything, but you just feel like a tingle.
Oh, that's interesting.
Excellent. Back
What's
to Bruce.
interesting, Shine?
Share with the class.
Don't tell her anything. Don't tell him anything. Don't tell it to the fucking guards.
Oh. Would you tell the guards if I told you, Busa?
The only thing I'm telling the guards is where they can find their mothers in hell.
That you love them. Is that you want to kiss them.
Hi, buddy.
Did you say you wanted to kiss a god? I mean, that is a way to get
a
ahead
prison
here.
for 7th graders. What is?
I mean, I have found kissing gods to be helpful on occasion to get ahead when you need to do stuff. So you know, you do what you have to do to survive.
It's also helpful to distract them when you want to stab them. And if you have poison on your face, you can kiss them then too. There's lots of, kissing is not necessarily a happy thing.
Have you put poison on your face and kissed someone while you stabbed them before?
It's been a while, but you do what you gotta do.
That's true. We are sort of in a beast grinder here, and we don't want to get churned up or anything. But I was just saying, come a little closer. I was just saying to myself, it's interesting how cold the water is.
You're muted.
You're muted, which is good when you're whispering.
That makes sense. All I said was, that makes sense. It's cold, it's ocean.
Maybe you want to just lie back and bathe in it or something.
Bruce, how are you going there?
Good.
Good to know. Good chat.
What's been up? How you doing? What's new?
Listen. Do I have a window in this room of mine, in this cell?
You do not. You guys are too low down. If you had a window, it would flood with water.
Okay, good to know. I think... God, I don't want to lay down in the water, but I know that if Shine is telling you to do something, it's because Shine knows something you don't know. And Shine knows most things I don't know. So I want to kind of examine the water and see if that makes anything make sense to me. I can rub it on my hand, see if there's anything that it feels different. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna drink some.
It's like rubbing seawater on your hands. It's salty water, and then you bend down to scoop it up, and it is it's salty seawater. I don't know what to tell you. You might be able to brew something with it, distill it, get rid of the salt, but yeah.
Great. I keep the antidote with me, and I start putting some of the seawater into the toilet to save that for later inspirations while I go back to thinking really hard.
Okay, great. You go back to thinking really hard. Lux the blind man, Busa, anything you guys are doing, chatting about? If not, we can kind of fast forward through the evening. But
did we hear this exchange with Shine saying what to lie down in the water?
I will
what
say
did he say about the water?
Lie down and bathe in it, I think.
Yeah, loud enough that you guys on your block, your section could hear it, not that anyone else can. I will say.
Does
I'm
this
going to continue.
seem like typical shit that Shine would do, or does this seem like that's weird? Why would he say to do that? How? Especially for me and for the blind man, we have been here a long time. We've known Shine as long as he's been here. Does this seem like whatever? He's just weird like that.
He is kind of weird like that and has difficult, especially with emotions and people, but he's pretty smart on fixing things.
I will try it. I will lay down.
Okay. You lay down. It's only an inch of water, and as you lay down, your back of your head against the cold ground, your butt, your legs, everything is instantly soaked. Your back, and as it hits your neck, there, you just feel like a little pulsing and buzzing from the collar there. Barely covers the back of it.
Do I see this happening? I probably don't see anything. He's feeling it.
You can be aware of it, I guess. You'd be aware that people are lying down. Your friends are talking about bathing in salt water.
Yeah, I'm actually going to just take a sheet or some other piece of cloth and soak it in the water, and then try and dampen the collar that way and wrap around it and see if that does anything to dampen, limit the effects, or allow it to be accessed.
It does
anyway.
seem like the wetter with this water it is, the more buzzing and the more thrumming that comes from it. Make an Arcana check for me, Shane.
14.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. There's some reactivity there. You're not sure what. With a 14, they wouldn't put salt water in there if it would do good things to your colors you gather, especially if like you're going to be submerged in it. But at the same time, something's going on, so maybe it is a good thing. Yeah, it's hard to tell. There's definitely a reaction you're getting from your neck, your collar that you've never had before.
I'm gonna try it also. I'll lie down. I think about it for a little while.
Yeah.
I'll also try it. Just lay down flat on my back in the cell.
Lay down flat. It does start to kind of buzz once more as yours starts to buzz as well. You can hear the sound of the plate being kind of lifted tick, 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 back up into position. And as it's lifted back up into position, the water will slowly drain.
I get in the water. I hear the thing. I get in the water. Am I small? Can I fit more of my collar under the water than other people can?
An inch. It's an inch.
I also have my homemade mat on the floor made of sheets and blankets and stuff, which I assume has been fully soaked through at this point. So I'm gonna kind of just like, as I'm laying down, kind of flop that over like the front of the collar, so I have the saturated mat on the front and I'm laying on it in the back, and see if it makes any difference.
It thrums and buzzes a lot more, but does not change anything. Yeah.
I am like lying down. I'll take the wooden brush that I have, bite down on it, and I'm going to cast a cantrip as I'm lying in the water.
Ooh.
As you're lying in the water, you cast a cantrip. You feel the collar pulse as the collar pulses. What cantrip are you casting?
I am going. There's water on the floor. I'm summoning an acid splash.
Acid splash. The tips of your fingers almost start to drip with something, and you feel it just doesn't quite come through. At this point, the water is almost all but drained from the floor here, but discoveries have been made.
I get up and start wringing out my hair.
Do we all have toilets in our each cell?
Oh god.
Yeah.
How full is my toilet?
Just put your whole head in.
Your toilet has like a decent, a typical toilet's worth of fresh water. Yeah.
You only live once. I'm gonna try and dunk my head far enough into the toilet to push this is so dumb, to push the water over the collar. So
you're gonna have to flush to do so.
What is that called? A swirly?
A swirly?
A swirly. Give yourself a swirly.
I will swirl myself for the cause.
You give yourself a swirly as you swirly yourself. You can confirm 100%, Busa, that giving yourself a swirly in the fresh water of the toilet does nothing.
I think Bruiser is just sitting there kind of tinkering with different formulas, talking out loud, but mostly to herself, being like, lay in the water. It's so stupid. I'm glad none of us are laying in that water, right, guys? Or worse than that, like giving each other or giving ourselves swirlies or something crazy like that in the toilet. Guys,
no.
Guys.
Anyway, does anybody have any idea what the heck is going on in this joint? All right, good talking.
All right, great.
That's
The night comes and goes. If there's anything you guys would like to do or have been doing, I'd love to hear what your rituals, what you do when you go to bed, that sort of thing. But I'll hand that over to you guys as you are confined to yourselves for the rest of this day.
I would like to make a note of when shift change is happening for the guards.
Yeah. You would know that. Let me get my Shift change. Guard patrol. Here we are. Every 6 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, beautiful. So 6 p.m., 12 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 p.m. 6,
Okay.
12, 18, 24. Yeah. Middle of the day, middle of the night.
Okay. I would like to know, I think I'm going to keep watch from the first change of the guard to see if either one of them is the sandy-haired toilet licker.
So sandy-haired toilet licker would be coming off his, would kind of be finishing his guarding at 6 p.m. and then probably be either back at 12 a.m. or 6 in the morning.
Okay. I'm gonna take my rest so that I can be up at the 12 a.m. so that I can catch him if he's coming in for the 12 a.m. or the 6 a.m. But otherwise, I'm kind of hunkering down, making sure all my stuff is as dry as I can make it, and listening.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to experiment with whatever amount of salt water was left, and if there's any ability to get salt, make more salt water and play with the collar. But at some point, I'm also going to be like, hey, so bullshit man, your meeting was right before everything went down.
Who are you speaking to? Related to this, can people hear us? Like, are there just other prisoners that could hear?
Yeah, we need you to push your mic away or turn the gain down again. It went back to blowing out for some reason.
Oh man.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Does anyone else think this is all very suspicious behavior from the bullshit man? Just more of his bullshit?
Okay, how's it now?
Better, yeah.
Okay. What I was asking was, like, the way I'm talking to Shine now, can other prisoners hear us?
You can tone it down a little bit so that only you guys can be heard. There's always a risk of that, but you're absolutely able to kind of have a slightly private conversation. If you wish to really, really focus and try to do that, you can make a stealth check to talk to each other, aided stealth check.
Yeah, I will say, even knowing what I know, I don't understand quite what happened in the dining hall today, or why the timing was so coincidental.
Well, Bricks. Wait, no. The lady.
You still have water in your? Did you get it all out?
Definitely. Sister Bale accused Bricks of stabbing her in the back. So I'm assuming it has something to do with that. But that's all I got.
Why would the guards be in league that they would vacate the room and allow this to happen?
They could have just maybe paid off the guards just so they could get their revenge, maybe?
I don't know. I sort of like sidle up to the bars of my cell after listening for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think she took an opportunity to make a move on him for that reason, but I don't know that she's the one who started this.
Is it possible that there's a bigger plan and probably not. There wouldn't be any reason why the guards or one guard in particular would want Bricks in the infirmary and not around everywhere else, would there?
I mean, a guard did recently ask you to kill several people, correct?
But didn't specify who.
Exactly.
If a guard was bribed, like the guards at the exit. That is the purview mostly of the Coil. They deal in that business at times. Could be something to ask if one were so inclined.
Are any of you friendly with the Coil? They were kind of horrifying.
What did we see when the whole thing was being broken up? Like, once the guards actually came in, what was the Coil just gone? Were they just out already?
You were already down. You were gone long before they broke up the fight and stuff. But the Coil were kind of making their way out. They didn't engage. They were making their way out. They sat tight for a second and then saw their opportunity and all tried to bail there. Yeah.
I sell to just about everybody. Do I have any like contacts or customers from the Coil?
You would know that. I mean, you would have supplied stuff not directly to Krevvest, but Krevvest would have requested stuff. You would have had dealings with Piney, the same snake that Shine kind of was given bones from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did speak to Krevvest earlier in the day, and he asked me about UCR. Was there something he asked me to do? I forget.
To if you or your deity kind of had more knowledge about UCR or anything like that, to let them know. Definitely seems interested in UCR.
Okay.
As are a lot of people these days. And by these days, I mean literally today.
Who else was asking about this? UCR?
That is...
We discussed the doctor and someone else. We're talking about travel.
Yes. Red was speaking about traveling to UCR.
And he wanted help from your god.
Oh, no, Red wasn't asking about my god. Krevvest was.
Oh, let me rephrase my question. What the fuck was Red asking you about UCR?
Well, I'm trying to think of what I want to say.
We'll give you time to get your lies together, bullshit man.
Well, I imagine something similar to what he asked you. He wanted a favor. Yes, a task.
I told y'all what the favor he asked me was. He wants murders. Does he want prayers?
No, he did not ask about Lug, my god. He was more asking about a new identity. There are entities here in the Hook that deal in that sort of service, and I will try to procure them, but that meeting isn't until tomorrow.
He's not a prisoner. He's a god. Why would he need a new identity? Like, if I were to walk out of here, I might need a new identity because people know I belong here.
Well, anyone can have enemies.
Trust me, Red has a lot of enemies.
Are you one of them or not? I'm confused.
I thought you were friends.
We are not friends.
Blind man, you feel vibrations coming down the stairs.
I will clear my throat as if to say, we should stop talking.
As you stop
Someone
talking,
approaches.
30 or so seconds later, troop of 4 or 5 guards come trundling down the stairs, as they come trundling down the stairs, they run past Busa's cell. Busa, good to see you. How you doing? Good to see you. Boo, boo. They stop in front of the blind man's cell. They clang on it. Clang, clang, clang. It opens. As they open it, you would see guards in riot gear step on in. All right, old man. You're coming with us. Medical check. Come on. Let's go.
Yes. I will comply.
Drag him out there.
He's complying, but they're dragging him anyway.
I let them drag me. I just
You
go
ain't
dead
gotta
weight.
drag him. He can see just fine.
Shut the fuck up. Bangs your cell there. Excellent. They drag him up the stairs there. What are the rest of you doing?
They banged on my cell when they were dragging him past because I was
told
shouting?
you to just shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Okay, can I try and sleight of hand the antidote into his robe? Because they said they're taking him up to the infirmary for a doctor's check.
Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand. I mean,
I
you
don't think
can
I'm good
give
at
it to them if you want, but yeah, sleight of hand.
No, I don't trust the guards. What if the guards want him dead?
Gotcha.
What do I have? A +3. Does a 15 do it?
You slip that into the blind man's kind of pocket, and who knows?
I want to know. Me.
Oh, good to know. Thanks for clearing up. They take no immediate action. There's no immediate action taken. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before the blind man is dragged up the stairs?
Is there anything unusual about the guards that come to do this? Like, is it too many? Is it like guards we don't usually see? Anything unusual?
So it's 5 guards for one blind man, and they're in full riot gear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right.
Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd.
They wouldn't
you
do
had
that
you
unless
had
you could see.
You had your medical
Yes.
today.
He was just at the doctor.
Yeah.
Y'all afraid the blind man's gonna beat you up?
My follow-up.
Can I make so I got some wounds from cutlery and a few things, and I forgot I gave away the band-aids and didn't save any for myself. Can I make them look maybe like a little worse, like they're getting infected or something like that? Is that something I could do, especially with like some salt water?
You could start to do that, not instantly, like they wouldn't notice you now, but you can begin to genuinely let those get infected. You would know if you rub them against the wall, or
That's
there's
realistic.
no way to do a makeup check, but if you want to let it get bad, yes.
There's a toilet.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I have witnessed how to properly swirly oneself, so
yeah,
there is always that. No, I was just thinking, if we fake a medical emergency, or if I fake a medical emergency, would the guards then take me to the infirmary?
Only one way to find out.
All right, I'm going to attempt to claim that I was poisoned and act like there's poison in my wounds and I'm not feeling well and I need to go to the infirmary and call out for the guards.
Okay, right now as they're dragging. Okay, beautiful. Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Oh, it's a 7.
7. Yeah, they completely ignore you and drag him further up. One of the guards looks and says, "Someone will be with you if you're still feeling shit in the morning." And they drag him up there.
Can I wait until I don't hear them anymore?
Absolutely, yeah. You lose sight and sound of them. Clang, the door shuts.
I heard Shine say I've witnessed a swirly, and I want to call out to Busa and go, did you...
Because you would just know that's who did it.
Yeah, it's not Lux. You don't wake up after decades of being here and be like, "Oh, put my head in a toilet." So for Busa being the newest one, it had to be you. I'm gonna go. Why did you do that?
Well, it seemed that everyone was experimenting with water and their collars, and I thought maybe if I got it fully wet, that it would break and pump off, but it didn't. I just drank toilet water. I did have a thought. What if it's the salt and not the water?
Oh,
Yes, that does seem very likely.
that's
Presumably,
actually-
we do bathe in some way in this place.
Lux, did you already get there?
Well, again, presumably we bathe in some way, at least occasionally, in this place. If only so the guards can tolerate being in here.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have like very,
we
very poorly built showers. Yeah.
Certainly don't take the collars off for that.
Nope.
So we've had fresh water on them before.
Now, to be fair to me, I haven't been here long enough to get a shower yet. So I didn't know
Sure.
that was the thing.
Oh, we know.
Everyone knows.
Okay. So my toilet runneth over, for the lack of a better term, because I scooped a bunch of salt water up in there just in case I wanted to make a new batch of something. So I shouldn't put my head in there too, right? Because it's the salt, not the water.
I'm gonna immediately go into a back corner of myself and just take off my like jumpsuit or whatever I have on that I laid down in the salt water in, and is probably a little bit crusty with salt now. And I'm gonna start just kind of like trying to shake out any salt in the fabric, like onto the bed, so I can kind of gather it up in the sheet and see if I can get any salt out of my clothes.
Okay. You begin that. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Anyone else doing anything overnight?
If it okay, you're saying it's the salt. Your lack of saying nothing when I said should I swirly myself makes me think that it's the salt. Okay, I'm gonna try and like distill all of that salt water that I saved and see if I can get at least some kind of concentrated paste of some sort together overnight.
Okay. You start doing that. It is about 20 minutes after this conversation begins that guards come down once more, and a contingent of 6 guards kind of bangs on your cells and says, "Bedtime! Stop fucking around!" And they are going to take up post on the bottom layer here.
Yeah, whoever bangs on my cell, I blow him a kiss.
I blow your kiss back.
Where's
Just
Blind
out of habit.
Man?
Back upstairs, blind man. Take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and we find you in the infirmary without the doctor, Red standing over you, your face swollen as he lays into you. He has not said a word, and after hitting you 4 or 5 times, he says, "I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I gave you my trust. I've looked after you these years, and you run your mouth." Whack. Take another 5 points of bludgeoning damage on top of that. "You spill my secrets to those scum down there. How dare you? What have you got to say for yourself?"
I can get you an identity. Do you still want that?
He says, "Take another 3 points of bludgeoning damage." Whack. And he says, "Now people know I'm going to have a new identity. Now I have to deal with that mess."
I told you I needed information to accomplish what you wanted. So you tell me what happens now, Lieutenant.
Roll a persuasion check for me, and give me an intelligence check as well.
Okay. Persuasion
Yes, please.
is going to be a 6.
6.
And
Take another. Yeah.
How much?
10 points.
Okay.
He hits very hard. Whack. And make an intelligence check for me.
Intelligence. 17.
You guys were talking quietly amongst your group. How did he hear you? He holds you and he says, I know you can't see me, but I take no pleasure in doing this. You need to make it abundantly clear to your friends down there that if they speak a word of this new identity, that their fate will be the same. Take another 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Whack. How is Zariah looking? Hi, puppy.
I'm at 11 hit points.
Excellent. He is going to stop for a second, and he is going to walk to the stairs there, and he is going to disappear for a moment. You're on your own here. As you're on your own here, you hear tung, 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 footsteps come running down. You hear, oh my god, what happened to you? That fucking riot. And she kind of runs in, the doc runs in and starts to look after you there. You hear the calm footsteps of Red behind saying, we tried what we could, but, both he and the orc there not looking too good. And you can feel the shallow breathing of Bricks there. Doc Vesk kind of comes in close to you and says, I am so sorry this has happened to you. I'll get you patched up as much as I can. And kind of pats you down and pulls out the vial. She kind of leans in, kind of looks you over. She kind of faces away from the lieutenant and says, I have a vial in my hand. What is this? Where does it come from?
I believe it comes from a friend who was trying to help our orc friend.
She nods and she says, did this happen in the riot?
Did what
happen? And kind of pats your swollen, bloodied face.
I'm just a clumsy blind man, Doctor. I fall all the time.
She kind of pockets the vial surreptitiously. She nods to Red and says, go, I will be a while. I will send him back with guards once he's feeling better, but he will need to rest here for the evening. Red kind of says, I'm afraid that's not going to work. Get him patched up. He has to go back to his cell. Too dangerous. Fine. And he kind of steps away. As he steps away down to the guard shack there, we cut back to you guys in your cells. As you're in your cells there, the guards are observing you for all of maybe 10, 15 minutes before they start to get bored and kind of chill together. They are still down there, but for some reason, when you started talking about what you were talking about, you were flooded with guards. They are in your vicinity, but not actively paying attention any longer. It's at this point that the blind man, she treats you, Zariah, quickly and quietly. And you have the innate knowledge that nearby Red is loitering. She says, he's going to have to come back tomorrow, and I'm going to have to take a proper look at him. He could have more injuries. I would insist that he stays. You've got your hands full with the orc. Deal with him. Of course. And she kind of sets you on your way. But I need him back first thing. I need to check for spinal injuries, all that sort of thing. Yeah, sure. And you are marched back down. Red doesn't say anything to you as he marches you back. and he just kind of pushes you ahead of him. The rest of you, the entire cell block, the entire prison, would just see a beaten and bloodied Zariah push down the stairs as Red kind of leads you back to your cell. Says nothing, puts you back in your cell, looks at the guards and says, 2 of you behind, the rest of you with me. And he heads back up the stairs, and 2 guards remain behind for the evening. I hand it back to you guys.
And there are guards staying behind, like near our cells.
There are guards staying behind. They are not in immediate listening vicinity. They are milling about this large kind of lower section where the other like leaders of the other factions are. They're pacing back and forth. It's been a long time since you've had, not since the last like full blown riot and escape attempt, have you had pacing guards at consistent kind of intervals. But you gather with what you've been playing with here, they want to keep their eyes out.
I will say to the others, it's getting late. We should be quiet. And I will retire for the night, I think.
Beautiful. As you all bed down in your uncomfortable settings here, you can go ahead and mark off a long rest. And I would love to know, as you awaken in the morning, no sign of those 2 guards. Bruiser, you would have woken up around midnight and kind of kept your cool. And about a couple hours after midnight, you would have been aware that, sensing that everything's fine down here, those guards retired. And you awaken 5 a.m., 6 a.m., it's up to you guys. You gather that you'll have guards coming past in the next little while to just check on everyone in the morning, and then another hour or 2 before you're let out. And I hand it back to you guys after a long rest. You're still very, very, like, bruised and beaten, Zariah, but I hand it back to you guys.
I'd like to check on the distillation of the salt water from the toilet.
Yeah.
See what's going on there.
Yeah, you put a bunch of salt water into the toilet. Lux, your desalination kind of attempt it's tough. You wouldn't get an awful lot there, an awful lot that's usable, but enough to like have a play with. You would have maybe like a not even a shot glass full of salt, maybe a shot glass is full of salt there. You, Bruiser, are you getting the salt away from the water? That's your attempt there.
Yeah.
Okay. You would have a bit more, like maybe a half a Scotch glass of salt there. I know our audience. I know how to
Then I would kind of look around for any guards. If I didn't see any, because I know that they're on the way soon, I would just kind of do a quick psst, psst. And then I kind of hold up what I've collected of salt, and I don't say anything because now I'm like paranoid that we're always being listened to. And then I go, maybe I should give myself a neck rub.
Why would you do that?
Because my neck's real sore like.
Did you need to go in the infirmary?
Nope, I think a neck rub would clear it up just fine.
I can't see the salt.
Yeah. So you say.
I mean, the cells are all still locked. My arms aren't long enough. Did you want to wait? I don't get.
I'll do it myself. But I'm very nervous. I would like to kind of. I think the best way to do this is to take the pillowcase that I usually would use for like passing a hooch between cells, and instead I'm going to take a rip of that. I'm going to pack all of that salt into it and slide it in between my neck and the collar and wrap it up so that it compresses the salt into the collar for as long as possible. And then I'm going to let down my hair so that it covers that like wrapped up part in the back.
Just the wrapped up. Okay, just one part. Okay, great. Okay, excellent. Okay.
Anybody else need a spa day?
Are we
Fine,
still
man.
like locked down in the cells, or does it seem like we may be resuming normal activities at some point?
You gather you'll be resuming normal. Normally, if there's a fight or something, you're locked down for the rest of the day. It spoils the day for everyone, and then the next day you're let out again. Yeah, but who knows?
Not yet. Yeah.
Things got weird. Yeah. Yeah. Lux. You've got pretty high passive investigation. Give me an investigation check.
I mean, real life me has thoughts that I don't know if Lux has, so hopefully.
Okay. I think Lux may have them.
Let's see. Investigation is a 17. A lot of 17s.
You've spoken about, or heard people speak about escape and all that, and there's never been such a brash reaction or an instant reaction. Somehow you're being listened in on. And with a 17, you gather that something is tapped.
I'm going to start going through my cell, which is pretty sparse to begin with, so not super difficult. I'm gonna try to think back to like when they searched it and any place in the cell that the guards were. I'll like feel under the mattress, check the walls. I'm gonna start looking for anything unusual.
With that 17, nothing was left behind, but something was taken.
Oh, fuck. I take out my little piece of wood and I go to like the bed frame of the bunk and I smash the piece of wood and try to just like splinter it apart and see if there's anything unusual.
You smash the piece of wood, you splinter it apart. As you do, the rope kind of comes off the end there where it's kind of looped through, and where the rope's looped through, you see that there is just like very finely carved divination sigils in that section there. As you snap it open, the divination symbols kind of like glow and then peter out, and you gather that you've broken whatever clairvoyance or whatever was going on here. Whether that has alerted them to the fact that they can no longer listen in, you're not sure.
I'm going to throw all the splintered pieces in the toilet and flush it.
Excellent. As you throw it in the toilet and flush it, you, Bruiser, feel the salt. You feel you feel the necklace, the band of the necklace like buzzing a little bit, and you think there's got to be a way to like cover it completely. Like it's going to take a long time to go section by section by section by section by section. Roll an investigation check for me.
Oh no, not investigation. You know I don't have one of them brain things. Okay, +0. That means I got a 10.
A 10. I don't know, man. Just keep rubbing salt on it, I guess.
I don't know.
What I think I'm gonna do now that I've got it like that, and you said I can feel it kind of buzzing, but I can tell it needs more coverage.
It needs submergence. Yeah.
I think I say out loud, "This ain't working. I didn't get enough from the toilet for my neck to feel better." So,
Y'all salt your food in this place?
Hmm.
We could
That's
certainly
what I was
try.
thinking.
Don't know if anyone has access to the kitchen.
Or if anyone has any food on them.
I gave all the food I had on me to Bruce.
I don't think these potatoes are enough.
Is there any point, any place in the prison where the prisoners have access to ocean water? Like, is there a pier where we work, anywhere we maintain that has?
You could go off the edge. You could go completely off the edge, but you know that the coil in charge of laundry and waste disposal would go further down into what you gather was probably fully flooded when they did the flooding of your cells. The coil have access. They go down there to do that sort of stuff. That is their purview. Yeah.
I'm thinking that if we can fully submerge in ocean water, that might be enough.
Told you all to lie down, and it ain't my fault.
To this point,
wait, y'all were serious?
Just out of curiosity, when we're out on like the plate, when we have like yard time, we're out on the plate. How far above the ocean is it? Like how far down to the ocean?
Around 500 or so feet.
That's
like Statue of Liberty and a little bit more. Half an Eiffel
Tower.
Cool. That's what I thought.
It's one of those things. Like
from that
if you get them to flood the cells, then maybe these things will drop, but you'll be in a flooded cell. So you know. I mean, it's at this point. Yeah, go for it.
No, we can talk to the coil if they got access. You know, they wanted to be my friend for some reason. Can always ask.
To this point that you are kind of your cells are opened, but you're met before your cells are opened. The blind men are met by two guards that just say, "The doc is wanting to see you up on the top level there. Whenever you feel like you want to head up." She said it's urgent because you were injured, but you look pretty fine. Look like you've slept it off. But we're here to take you up there or let you know to make your way. You know where you're fucking going. And they just turn and walk away.
Oh, my follow-up.
But you are let out of your cells and you have free run of the prison here.
I would like to go to the showers.
Yeah. You head to the showers. Absolutely. Showers are up a couple of levels. You head into the shower block, which is just an open area with dingy kind of like holes drilled into rock ceilings. And then you have to kind of pump. And as you pump, the fresh water kind of sprays out over you. It's not hot. It's not warm. It's like a lukewarm kind of shower there. That you're able to kind of get yourself situated in. The blind man, yeah.
I just do want to, like, before we part, just convey, like, essentially, be careful what you say. Don't talk about what we talked about here to anyone, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Motioning to my many bruises.
I definitely go over to the blind man. And I real quick do one of these just to see if there's any reaction today, and if there's no reaction today, I'm going.
Are you all right?
Oh yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm gonna get you one of these days. Just wanted to let you know if you can't see yourself, you never looked better. I'm really sorry they roughed you up like that. That was real wrong of them, but don't you worry about it. We're gonna fix it.
That's kind of you to say. I appreciate you being with me on this.
Anytime, old man. Give me a wink if you can see me. And she just kind of does it like a seeing person says what? Like just really quickly fading away to see if you'll wink.
No reaction.
Dang it, he's so good at that. And I think
this guy is like legitimately blind, and everyone's just talking with him.
People are really mean lately.
It's not fucking with him if he can see.
He can't see. That's the
You don't know.
yeah, of all the people, I have no idea.
Me, Zoe is like, I don't know.
Maybe he can. Maybe he can. You don't know.
And before actually leaving, I'm gonna head up to Busa and say, now I think it is a lot easier for me to keep you from being stabbed multiple times by strangers if you stick close to me. I'm going looking for something to put on my neck rub. You should come with me. It'll be fun.
Okay, the kitchen? Do they keep salt in the kitchen? I'm gonna stop pushing the kitchen. I will come with you.
We are going to the kitchen, okay? But we're talking not about things directly because the blind man said not to just now.
Sorry, when I say kitchen, I mean a snack.
Yes, we're getting a snack for our neck rubs. Let's go.
Gonna do pick up some cucumber slices.
It's prison. What? Like it's hard? Yeah, we're going to the kitchen.
Excellent. You guys are heading to the kitchen. Shine, Lux?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit up my bone friend. Friend. And see if I can convince them and the people that they do their work with that maybe they need help fixing something in the whole laundry system and get a ride along.
Yeah, you find Piney, and Piney says, "Well, I'm not aware of anything needing to be fixed down in the laundry or the waste disposal. It's quite simple tasks, but I can set up a meeting with Krevvesk if you insist."
Yeah, that was sort of my insistence.
Well, do not come empty-handed, Krevvesk. Krevvesk will be kind to you if you are kind to them and kind to us. We offered you bones, you turned them down. Krevvesk wasn't 100% happy, I'll be honest. Hello?
Not saying a word, just staring at him. Anytime you want to get going.
Oh, you're going to be killed by Krevvesk. This is interesting. Slithers away. As he slithers away, Krevvesk, everyone else has gone out to the quad, like the orcs, those of you that go out. I keep calling it the quad. Every time they go out to the courtyard, the
out
plate.
On campus, playing hacky sack.
The plate suspended by the chain over the 500-foot drop into the ocean. It is overcast. It is windy. There is rain starting to whip in on that painful angle. However, there are a mass of orcs that are standing out front of the chapel there. They're not doing anything. They're just standing there as if they're waiting for news. You gather that if Brix dies, there's going to be a full-blown slaughter here. As they're waiting on that news, you, Shine, are ushered to Krevvesk's cell on your block, but like up the other end. You see that all the members of the coil are scattered here, like none of them went out to the quad. As you approach, they all kind of hiss and kind of look at you warily. They don't get in your way, though. And as you step on up, the enormous, kind of broad-chested, collared, cobra-headed Krevvesk looks at you. And says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Well, I ain't got no idea what the fuck going on here, but shit about to explode. I know you wanted something from me. I want to be able to get a tour and have access to the laundry. So you put your cards out, I'll put my cards out, and maybe we'll play.
It's tough being at the bottom with a certain orc in danger of perishing, and a certain halfling in danger of being slaughtered as a result of that, there can be only one. Highlander rules, I'm sure you understand.
Mhm.
I would like the leverage that they have. I would want all of their leverage. This powder keg has the potential to explode, but it also has the potential to be snuffed out. The latter we cannot have. You are a unpredictable element. No one would fault you for inciting something. At that price, a little nudge in the direction of a powder keg exploding and the coil being in charge. At that price, you would have your laundry and waste disposal tour.
Right. So orc dies, halfling dies, shit goes off.
Both must die in order for me to gain control.
So 2 for permanent access to the waste disposal laundry area.
2 for permanent VIP treatment from the coil.
Right. And I'll just turn around and walk away.
Great. Fantastic. Lux, where do we find you?
Doing something unbelievably stupid, and I'm glad that no one's here to see it. So,
Bungee jumping into the ocean.
oh, I wish. No, much stupider.
Okay.
All right, so I'm in the showers, and so what I'm doing is I take my shirt and try to wedge it up into the collar a little bit, and then
Okay.
pull it up so it's like like a funnel. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the salt that I kept kind of all around. And I'm going to get under the shower and try to get water in there to try to get salt water all the way around.
Okay.
You're making
It's gonna get way stupider if it works. Just wait.
I hope it does work,
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah. You make a water collar. Water is gushing out, but you make a water collar.
Yeah.
It kind of fills. As it, you're like, you have to kind of like, oh, you have +0 to your constitution. Okay, great. This is fantastic. Here's how this is gonna work. You will have to essentially like waterboard yourself for this to work. Now,
I'm very willing to do that.
you can hold your breath for up to your con modifier in minutes with a minimum of 1. So you can hold your breath for 1 minute. If you're caught off guard, it is your con modifier +1 rounds, right? You're prepped. You're doing this. As you do this, you sprinkle the salt. You and you are going to try and hold this submerged for a minute.
Well, not necessarily a full minute. If I get a reaction, I have something else I'm gonna do if I feel like the collar has reacted. But we'll see.
How long do you want to hold it for?
I mean,
because the collar reacts to the salt water, but it does not. It thrums, it buzzes, so it's reacting.
Yeah.
In the same
I
way it
feel like
reacted
there's a reaction all the way around.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna do my much more stupid thing.
Okay, great.
So you said there's like a water pump thing, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I'm really gonna regret this. I'm so happy no one's here. I am going to, as hard as I can and really steel myself for it, try to slam the collar into the water pump. And like essentially making an attack on the collar. And if I can, and
so
if I am
do you let all that
able
water
to,
off?
I'm gonna try and keep it in there if I can, but if it falls out, it falls out. I'm gonna try. This was my plan from the beginning, so I was like ready. Like if I feel it, I'm going for the pump and trying to smash the collar.
Okay.
And if I am able to produce any magic, that will also come into play.
You
This is
smash
a
your
stupid
neck
idea.
into the pump there. You're gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. With enough checking of what you're doing, you need to keep this submerged in salt water for a certain amount of time. That's all. As you jam into the side there, the water sloshes and spills ever so slightly. Roll a D100 for me. We'll just see whether water splashes out to the point where it you have to start from scratch or whether it's still filled.
Like, shit's getting weird in this place, and it's time to try something. So
Yeah.
16.
16. Yeah. You hit the water. 16 on a D100. We have rolled like all under 20s on D100s here. Y'all are getting divine interventions everywhere. You smack the pump. As you smack the pump, the water sloshes and splashes out everywhere, and it glows again. But you definitively find out as a result of that submerging this completely in salt water for a certain amount of time will do something very, very handy.
All right.
As you're doing all this, the blind man, you are brought up to the infirmary. As you walk on in, no sign of Red. The doc is there, and you see Bricks there sitting up a little bit. As you walk on in, you don't see, you're aware of Bricks there. You can hear his breathing has settled. Bricks speaks up and says,
Doc said you had antidote. You poisoned me?
No, it wasn't me, but I don't want you to die.
He nods and says,
me, been here long time. We die here. This is our fate.
And the doc walks down and says, not if I can help it. Okay. Bricks here is very grateful for what you've done. He's going to spend a bit more time in bed because he's incredibly weak. But I don't know what you've done to be in trouble with Red, but I know from experience it's not nice. She leans in and she says, you have done enough time here. Do you have a way out?
Can I will reach out my hand to try to take her hand.
Yeah.
And I want to get a read on her. Do I believe her in the sound of her voice?
Make an insight check. Yeah.
8.
It's a gamble. The orc from the back says,
don't be a fool. Take an opportunity to live a year or two outside is what I would do.
Way out, I have theories, daydreams. Is there something you know, Doctor?
She says, very, very quietly, she says, if you can remove the collar using some sort of submergence of saline solution, you will be able to use your powers. Your items, weaponry, are being kept on the guards, in the guards' inventory below. I have heard that people have tunnels and ways out and things like that. I do not know about this. If you remove the collars, I believe Red will be notified, but you'll have a bit of time, hopefully. Time it well, and if you can make it to Razorport in 3 days, there is a ship that is going directly to UCR. I was to be on board it, and I still will, unless I am implicated in what happens subsequently.
And if someone were at Razorport, hoping for passage with other passengers in tow, would there be room, hypothetically?
I've heard that, one, it's a big ship. Two, UCR does not discriminate. The more the merrier. But the more that know, the more danger that ship is in.
This is very interesting. Why would you help me?
Because you have done nothing wrong. And to see you beaten to a pulp is abhorrent. I don't know what you've done to Red, or why he feels you owe him, but I would hate to see you. I would hate to, after all these years keeping you alive, to have you killed by a man's hissy fit.
Yes. Mine is the god of trades, and all debts will be repaid. I hope that you are repaid for your kindness in some way.
She nods and she says, the orc has kindly volunteered to stall Red when the time is right. The orc says,
I've always wanted to punch him really hard. So when he comes running, I will be there.
Thank you. And I would have liked to see that.
If I throw him from this window,
and gestures behind him, not that you see,
then you will. Wait, no, you won't. I'm sorry.
In my mind's eye, I will, 1,000 times.
He nods. The doc says, well, you're looking fit as a fiddle. If you would like to head back into general population, off you go.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Take my leave. Also, is now the time that I am supposed to be meeting behind the with the gnaw?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's my next stop.
Excellent. You had to go meet with the gnaw. Lux having figured out the color nonsense there. Busa and Bruiser, where do we find you in these waning moments of our session?
Kitchen.
Excellent. You guys head to the kitchen. As you head to the kitchen, it is empty save for that one gift that is kind of preparing for the next meal. Looks on up at you, goes to open his mouth, and then kind of puts his finger up as if he's got something else to do. Once again, no Bobcat Goldthwait voice. He's too busy. What would you guys like to do?
I look down to Busa and I say, I can keep him distracted if you can steal some salt. How's that sound?
I'll try. Yeah.
Okay. I wait until the chef is going to look up at me after the finger up to hold. And as soon as that happens, I'm going to do my best to distract them, to give Busa some time to go around and steal some salt from the cabinet.
Excellent. And where do we find Shine?
Oh, well, I was going to look for Brusa to find out if this murders were a good idea or a bad idea. So I am looking around, and I guess I'll figure out and head on to the kitchen.
Beautiful. Busa, Bruiser are in the kitchen there. Shine making your way. Lux heading out after making a discovery. You, the blind man, heading behind the chapel as you happen upon the enormous contingent of orcs there. And as all this starts to come to a head, we end with the gift turning around, looking at Bruiser and saying, "Hey, how you doing there?" And that's where we're going to leave our session. Join us for the thrilling conclusion next week.
Woohoo!
Oh my, what a way to end that session.
Incredible.
Meadow loves it. It is fantastic. Thank you guys so much for going on this journey with us that has involved stabbings and shivings and drownings and swirling and waterboarding and all of the things you have come to expect from Dungeons and Dragons. We want to thank Rook for making us sound and look acceptable. We want to thank Clouds in the chat for making sure everything there was contained and no need for swirlies or waterboarding. And before we go, we want to let you know where to find us. So starting with Meadow.
Ooh, first again, howdy, I'm Meadow. I have been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM. You can also find me at Meadowlark Games, where I specialize in indie games that champion odd and underutilized mechanics. That's where I'll be.
Yay! And where will we find Violet?
Right here, always. Hang out playing games or hang out in the chat talking about other people playing games, or just talking about whatever bullshit we talk about during happy hour.
And bullshit is talked about during happy hour. Jacob.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Nothing, I guess. We'll just move on.
Right. Theater of the Mind Flayer, and here. All the D&D, all the time. Let's start playing games, and I don't know if you're in the neighborhood, Vancouver, say hi.
Yes, indeed. We will have...
Just walking through Vancouver, just shout, "Hi, Jacob."
Yeah.
Yes, it will work.
It will.
Owen.
What? Hi, I am Owen J. Ace. You can find me at Ace of Squares on all social medias. Media, I guess, is already plural. Yeah, you can find me here on Hit Points Not Required. You can also find me on the High Shelf Collective Twitch channel, where I stream sometimes on actual plays. Yeah.
Yay! And Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. You can find me here on Twitch at Zoe_Monroe, as well as my Patreon, Zoe Monroe, where we do art and travel stuff, and here, which is my favorite place.
Oh, and here. And I am Chuckles. You can find me here. You can find me on Happy Hour. You can find me on the social medias. Chuck with an L-A-Z at the end of it. You will be able to find me in Vancouver later on this month, in fact. And so while you're going down the road shouting for Jacob, you can also shout for me. Double your odds of running into us as we are in Vancouver. Various other places. Just follow and find out, and make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, or the notification bell on, and the ding, and whatever else you're supposed to be doing, so that May 14th you will be notified that we are streaming The House of Ill Repute with Jacob at the helm in a 9-episode studio production that is, well, it's better than average. Let's just say that. You should come, check it out, then let us know what you think of it. Even if you think it's horrible, leave us a comment. Until then, y'all should tell the people that you care about that you love them, and we love you all. And remember, hit points are not required to help out a good cause. None.
Woohoo!
With the final callback.